Hi everyone, welcome to ARodesky Genealogy. In today's episode you're going to hear from a mother and daughter, Jean and Dawn. They're going to hear a little bit more about their family history thanks to them winning a drawing at the Corbit-Calloway Memorial Library in Odessa. I'd like to welcome you guys today. We're here at the Corbit-Calloway Memorial Library in Odessa, Delaware, and I am sitting here with two lucky winners of the giveaway that they had here at the library. And I'd like to introduce you to some really fun ladies. This is going to be fun. I'd like to introduce you to Jean and her daughter, Dawn. Welcome, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So I wanted to find out before we start a little bit, some stories maybe about your family that you guys would like to share with the viewers, and maybe some fun tidbits.
Go ahead. You thought you had time to think about
No,
it.
I didn't. She told me 5 minutes ago. One of my favorite is that we always had family together every Sunday for dinner, and I always picked up my Aunt Miriam, who is Grandma's sister,
Okay.
and then my Aunt Esther and Uncle Homer, who's the other sister. There were 9 of them, correct?
Actually, there were 10, and one died as a child, so there were 9 that grew up in my mother's family. And they lived on a farm outside Townsend on the Money Road. He was a tax collector, I think, the father. And they loved to tell the story about sitting on the fence with sheets over them. When the people would come to pay their taxes, they would act like ghosts and scare the people. The family has the funniest stories when I think about them, because we're in a big family like that. And my Aunt Miriam was the fanatically neat and clean person, and when she got tired of trying to get the boys, there were four brothers, I guess, to clean up after themselves, she'd open the upstairs window and throw them out on the snow, their clothes out on the snow. Because they wouldn't hang them up or anything.
I hadn't heard that one.
And I lived with her through high school, and because her husband had died soon after my father died. He died when I was only 14, and we moved to Townsend and started Middletown High School in the middle of the year. So I lived with my Aunt Miriam to keep her company, and like I said, she had no children, so I was like her daughter. So.
And she taught school for 49 years, so she was my inspiration to teach.
She was an awesome lady. They said she taught manners to the extent that when another class walked down the hall, they would say, "Pardon me," if they walked by anybody.
Oh, they don't do that now.
Oh, I know, but she really stressed manners and stuff.
The other was a trip to, when they were going to go on a trip to, I don't remember.
Oh, she told the children they were going to go to Germany, and they had to learn all about Germany, so she taught them everything about it. And said, "We're going there tomorrow, and this is what we need to know." And so the next day, or that night, the little boy went home and said, "Mom, I have to pack a suitcase because we're going to Germany tomorrow." She said, "Okay," so she brought in the suitcase. And I could go on and on about my Aunt Miriam, but...
So she sounds like a fun lady.
Yes, she was.
A really fun lady. Well, today I called both of you to
Yes.
find out a little bit more about your family and collect some names and maybe some dates and information. And I spoke with Eugene, and you gave me quite a few names with some dates. And I took those names and I worked around them to find a surname line that I thought you would be interested in. And it turns out I was correct, because you wanted to find out more about your mother's line.
Right, Hutchinson.
The Hutchinson side. So that's where I went with this. So I'm going to show you guys some information that I found and some records, and hopefully you guys will learn something new, or maybe have a little bit more meat, or I guess you should say leaves, added to that family tree.
Wonderful.
Okay?
I'm grateful. I'm very grateful.
Well, I'm glad to be able to do it. So what do you say we get started?
Oh, what
Okay,
a
great.
Okay.
Wait.
All right. Well, right here, what I have for you is, this is your pedigree chart, okay? And here you're going to see that Dorothy Hutchinson is your mother. And then here are her parents, Sarah and Joseph, okay? So what I did was I went on ahead and worked with your mother's maternal line, okay? So here you have some information on, now is this Cahoon? Cahoon. You have some information on the Cahoon line, okay? So you can see here We've taken it back to William R. Jr. and William R. Sr.
Okay.
Now what's interesting is when looking at the Cahoon line and William Jr. and Sr., I'm sure you're aware when you look at family records and documents, sometimes the junior's left off and the senior's left off. So you're left to wonder who is who and what did they do. Okay? So in this report that I'm giving you, you're going to see here that there's numbers on the side, a 2 and a 3. So you'll know to go to page number 2 to continue on, or page 3. Okay? So I'm going to let you guys, this is something that you guys are going to be able to take home with you. Plus I have everything that I'll send to you electronically, okay? So you can share it with other members. So we're going to continue on here from William. And I was able to go on back here to Samuel.
Great. Duck
Okay.
Creek. Wow,
He was-
1778.
1778.
Wow.
So we don't know where he came from because he was probably just arriving in this country, don't you think?
Well, I have here that he was born in Kent County.
Okay.
That he was born in
Oh,
Kent County.
isn't that
Delaware.
amazing? I knew it had to go way back.
Right. And it goes back
Exciting.
even further, and I can take it back even further with for you, but I was on a time limit at this
Sure.
time for this, so
Right.
I do apologize. I could, okay. And as far as William's mother, Ricketts.
Well, that's
You heard
a big,
that surname?
Yes, I have. It's a big name in Delaware history.
Yes, it is.
Ricketts.
You are a descendant of the Rickett line.
Oh!
See why I brought her?
I get excited about.
And from Elton,
And from Elton.
which the Buckhorse.
Yeah, we
are
have
also
Buckhorse
from
over
my
there,
dad's.
too.
Okay, and now we're going to look back here. We're going to go to the Benson.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
Okay.
that name.
Benson, okay? This would
Okay.
be William's wife,
Uh-huh.
okay? And she was born in Delaware, in Kent County, and she was born in 1817, okay?
Wow.
So now we're going to continue on to look at this line, okay? Here's Miss Benson again, and we have her parents. Her father is Benjamin Benson, and I have here Maria Benson, and I have Benson down there because that's the only surname that during the time of the research that I had time to pull,
Okay.
okay? But Benson is not her
Maybe.
maiden name.
That's
correct.
good.
Okay. Yeah. It
We didn't want
happens.
any bad relatives.
It happens. But my question, so you're new to hearing about the Benson name, right?
Yes.
Well,
I'm excited.
but some interesting information about Mr. Benson. Actually, it comes from Captain Benjamin Benson. Captain Benjamin Benson was born in 1774.
Wow.
And Mr. Benson had this hobby of his that he liked. And you're looking worried. It's a little unusual hobby that I came across. And when I found it in his will. But he seemed to like silkworms.
I thought you were going to say making liquor.
No.
That probably made more sense.
Yeah.
He actually played a big role in
That's exciting.
silkworms. And
I remember reading
And-
about that early on.
okay.
Not him, but.
Okay, and so he played a role in that, in
Oh.
helping to
Establish a trade.
establish a trade with the silkworms and breeding the silkworms. And he had assistance from a gentleman out of Connecticut that would come down and help him. So all of this information you're going to be able to find in all of the papers and other
That's
documents that I have
awesome.
for you. I thought that was
My whole
very
family will be
interesting.
excited about that, my relatives, because they've looked for a long time and I don't think they've ever found all this stuff.
Oh, well, good. I am so glad. This is so good. This is what I like. I like to know this. This is
You've
wonderful.
done a wonderful job.
Thank
I'm
you so
excited.
much. Well, I
And
was
then Hendrickson.
And then, right, and with the Hendrickson, and that one goes back to I believe it was 1750 is when they were
Wow.
born in Maryland.
And Earlville.
And we can go back even a little bit further, just so that way you know on the
There's
Hendrickson.
the Savin.
Yeah, I
You
saw
see the
that. That's
Savin?
funny. There were Savins in Middletown. I actually had a crush on a Savin when I was in
Oh,
high school.
scandalous.
Tommy.
Tommy Savin.
But
Tommy's-
isn't the Savins in St. George's too? Aren't they with the, who am I thinking about with the headstones? No?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, hopefully Tommy wasn't related to Elizabeth.
Oh, who knows? It's too far back to worry.
And I'll recant what I just said because here it says Augustine Hendricks, and it just stopped with here. I had his father
Okay.
there. Okay.
Great. Oh, that's exciting.
But so this is your tree on this line that you guys can have and take with you, okay? Some of the other things I'm going to give you so you guys can take with you here. This is a report on Dorothy. Did I do that for you?
I wanted to mention about Sally Parris. I have a little, and I meant to bring a little daguerreotype that came in a little velvet, like a folding picture thing, and a Civil War soldier carried it during the war, but she ended up marrying someone else.
You do have you are going to find there are Civil War. And I think you did mention something to me about, did you mention DAR?
Yes.
Okay.
That was, who did I say that was?
That would have been on the Lynham. That was it. That was it. So here's the kinship report. So you can review it. And this is another report here that just kind of breaks it down so it's an easy to read for you. So it has the names of the children all under them. And then I have also, this is another one. Sometimes you might find this easier to read than you find this one to read, okay?
I'll enjoy both of them.
So I will make sure you guys, those are yours.
Thank you.
So you learned a little bit more about your family. Well, thank you so much. And
The idea was a total surprise to me.
Boy, I dressed up.
You did. You dressed up. You did good.
I cleaned up pretty good. She's seen me in all stages.
You did very good. I hope you guys are happy with
Oh, I'm very
everything that's
happy.
there. And there's more documents and things, like I said, I'll be sending to you.
Okay.
But I'm happy that I was able to share this
Well, you
with
sure
you.
went back, way back.
Yes.
All we're looking for now is the Mayflower.
Part 2 coming at a later.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, yes.
I think I told you, I asked an aunt on my father's side, his sister, about it, but she was getting dementia. She said, all I know is they came over on a sailing vessel. So I thought that sounded pretty early for the Hawkins side.
For the Hawkins, yeah.
My
Oh, yeah.
father, I was Hawkins, so.
Well, I am
Is
so
that next
happy
then?
that, yeah, that can be next then. I'll give you my card and you can contact me and we'll look at how much further we can
Super,
go,
super.
okay? Thank you
wonderful.
guys so much.
Thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome. Mwah. I'm so glad.
Thank you so much.
You're so
Enjoyed it.
welcome.
Enjoyed it so much.
Thank you guys. Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed this episode just as much as I enjoyed giving both Jean and Don a little bit more information about their ancestors and their family history. Remember to click that like button down below, share, leave me a few comments, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so that way I know that you like what I'm doing and I will continue to do it. So keep unlocking those family stories.